Hello everyone, here and welcome to some more Path of Exile. Today I'm going to make something that one of the commenter on my dual wield build asked if I could make an axe-based version of that build instead of a sword-based version. So I took one of my old characters and put together this build. This is pretty much the same thing, but I'm using axes instead. And of course I'm going to show the character in the end. And I'm just going to play this tier 12 map. It's not a high level map, yeah, I know, but I'm playing it anyway. Because it was the highest map I could find in my mess to Standard League. Standard League. All of the leagues you ever played, stuff just piles up there and you forget what you have. Like I have like 30 or something stashed. Maybe one day it should just make a video where I actually go around and just watch what I have accumulated in my stash over the years in Standard, because I have so much stuff in there. Like I don't even remember myself what I actually have in there. So that could be something. I don't know if you want to see it. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk too much about it. Actually, I'm gonna clarify something that people have been asking me for years when it comes to my build guides and all of that. And that is, people usually ask, where does the skill game go? And this is usually new players. And my videos are mostly for new players. So, but when they ask where the skill game goes, I think they are confused and like want to know where I put in my skill games. Well, if you not are the main damage setup, which you usually want to have a 6-link for, then it don't really matter where you have your skill game. Let's see if I can actually clarify that even more. Let's, for example, on this build I have right now, I have my leap slam set up with all the 4 skill games for it, linked to it. If I want to put these 4 linked setup in my boots or in my helmet, it doesn't matter, except if the helmet or boots have something to do with the skill games in it. For example, increases its level or increases the damage or of a specific type of skill games, all of that, then it does matter. But when it comes to just rare items like these items here, it doesn't matter at all. But your main damage setup you want in a 6-link probably, and that's why you usually have them in your armor or your 2-handed weapon. Then you have your 3-linked items and all of that if you're using 1-handed weapons. But again, it doesn't really matter where you put your skill games, and I hope that clarified. But there are of course exceptions. Generally it doesn't matter, but there are of course exceptions to it, so it's not true all the time. But if you're not using a special item or a rare item with a special effect with a skill gem, then it doesn't matter. The only thing that is really important is that you have your right skill gems linked to the right skill gems. So you have your skill linked to the right support gems. That is the really important stuff. I hope this clarifies things, but it's not a complicated thing, but it can be a little bit complicated for me to explain it. Anyway, back to the gameplay here. By the way, you can probably see normally in my dual wield build I'm using dual strike, but today I'm using cleave because it was a long time I was using cleave, and cleave is still fun. I want to say that my axe-based version of this build isn't as powerful as the sword-based version. But there are actually one particular type of sword, I don't really know the name of it, but there exists a unique sword which have the effect that you do double damage with your melee attacks. I would love to get 2 of those swords and try it out on my sword-based dual wield build. I know that weapons are from the Betrayal League, and it would be fun to try it out and see if I can actually get some really good damage with it, because double damage is always fun. To just hear the name double damage, I am always in for that. Double damage is always double damage. Let's kill this boss here. You can see this build isn't the fastest build in the world to kill bosses. But again, this is more of a little bit casual type of build. Anyway, there is the boss dead. Now we're gonna do what I promised and actually show the changes in this character. Actually, I'm gonna show the skill tree first because that's probably what you're most interested in. It's very similar to my normal dual build. Pretty much everything is similar down here. You can see if you have said other builds, have seen the other build, it's very similar. Let's take it from the beginning here. I took the attack speed, then the physical damage here, armor evasion and life here, master of the arena, bravery, art of the gladiator, devilish. I'm using overwhelming odds because I'm using cleave. So if you're gonna use cleave, I really recommend getting 2 overwhelming odds. They give you such huge AoE when there are a lot of enemies nearby, as you saw before. Also you have Golem's Blood for some nice life, Cloak and Chain, Blade Barrier and Amber Dexterity. Also have Iron Reflexes and Vitality Void. And here we come to a new thing. I actually took Hatchet Mastery. Because it's quite close and it gives a good amount of damage to my axe attacks. A good option to Hatchet Master would probably to take Split Ring Strikes, which would be a good choice as well. But it's a little bit longer way there. I have another overwhelming odds here. I have Durality, Berserking, the whole big life wheel and Path to Warrior. I also have Heart of the Warrior, the life note here in the Rodo area, Born to Fight, By the Blade, which I think I have on my sword wheel as well, because it gives effect to both swords and axes. I have Strong Arm. I have... oh shit. I just realized I forgot to change this jewel here, so just forget that I had a jewel there, because it doesn't belong in this build anymore. It was when this build was a Facebreaker build a long time back. But in the jewels, so we just put some jewels there which give you either life or damage or both. Then I have Slaughter and I have Cleaving, which are the specific axe notes. And then I have Resolute Technique. So that's pretty much my skill tree. It's very similar to my sword one. And when it comes to my skill gems, actually, I'm using Cleave, of course, together with faster attacks, melee physical damage, chance to bleed, maim, and brutality. And the axes I'm using this axe here. When it comes to your weapon, it's pretty much the same thing as your as the sword-based build. Try to get as high physical damage and attack speed as you can. I actually got this axe specifically for making this video here. It cost me like 30k, so it was a little bit expensive, but an axe like this is it's not that expensive. And then all of the other items just defensible. My helmet, my rings and amulets, defense, life and resistance. My gloves, life and resistance. Using Melgor's Girdle for some damage. Using these para boots here with some movement speed, life and resistance. And that's pretty much this build right now. Also using Vulnerability and Herald of Purity. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, before I forget it, I'm also using Blood Rage. I'm using a 1 level 1 cost damage taken with Immortal Call and Increased Duration. And then another cost damage taken together with Increased Duration, Vortex, and Increased AoE. I'm using Vortex on cost damage taken to slow down enemies around me. A slowed enemy do less damage because they can't attack as fast or cast spell as fast. Anyway, that was just a very basic version of this build. And also, I haven't changed the flask, but this build would be really nice with 2 Lion's Roar as well. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And by the way, this is a very simplified version of a build. I just wanted to make it because someone asked if I could make a video about it and using an axe. So I did it. Anyway, I thank you all for watching, guys, and I see you guys soon.